What if I told you that a little brown bud, smaller than your fingernail, could quietly restart your manhood in under a minute? That no matter your age, your medications, or your past frustrations, there's a natural tool that can breathe life back into your circulation, your stamina, and yes, your confidence as a man. Sounds far-fetched, right? I understand. But stay with me, because what I'm about to share isn't hype. It's backed by biology, centuries of tradition, and the real experiences of men just like you. I'm Dr. Sophia Jain. I've spent over 20 years working closely with men over 60, men who've watched their vitality slowly slip away and wondered if they'd ever feel like themselves again. Most of them weren't looking for a miracle. They weren't chasing six-packs or trying to be 20 again. What they wanted was simple: to feel alive, to have energy that lasted through the day, to reconnect with their partner, and to wake up in the morning knowing that their body still responds the way a man's body should. And guess what? In so many cases, we found that the solution wasn't buried in a bottle of pills or locked behind some prescription pad. It was sitting right there in their kitchen. Cloves. Whole dried cloves, the same spice used in traditional cooking and ancient medicine, turned out to be one of the simplest, most powerful tools for restoring blood flow, supporting hormones, and sparking energy from the inside out. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how chewing just 2 or 3 cloves for 60 seconds a day can have a direct impact on your circulation, your stress levels, your testosterone, your sleep, and even the health of your gums. Yes, really. We'll walk through the science, the exact method I give my patients, the best times to use it, and what you can expect over the course of the first week, 2 weeks, and the full first month. Now, this isn't hype. This isn't about getting instant results and then going back to square one. This is about giving your body what it's been waiting for: a chance to heal, recover, and perform the way it was designed to. And it starts with a natural oil found inside those cloves, something called eugenol. Eugenol is a powerful compound locked inside the hard shell of a dried clove. When you chew the clove, the eugenol gets released. But it doesn't just sit there on your tongue. It gets absorbed directly through the soft tissues in your mouth and enters your bloodstream within seconds. Once it's in your system, it begins to relax the blood vessels, especially the small ones that have stiffened with age. See, when we're young, our vessels are flexible, elastic, and responsive. That's what allows blood to flow quickly and fully when we're excited or intimate. But after 60, things change. Decades of stress, poor diet, medications, and inflammation cause those vessels to harden. They narrow, they lose flexibility, and that chokes off the blood flow. You can have desire, but if there's no flow, there's no performance. That's where eugenol shines. It acts as a vasodilator, which is just a fancy way of saying it opens up the blood vessels. But it doesn't do it in a harsh, synthetic way like some pharmaceuticals. It does it gently, naturally, by calming the muscular walls of your arteries and helping them widen on their own. That's why many men tell me they feel a warmth or a subtle pulsing in their lower body just minutes after chewing the cloves. It's their blood moving again. It's life flowing back into places that had gone quiet. But there's more to the story. Eugenol also boosts your body's production of nitric oxide. If you've ever looked into how those little blue pills work, that's the pathway they're trying to copy. Nitric oxide is what tells your vessels to expand. It's the signal that says, let the blood flow. Cloves help your body make that signal naturally. No crashes, no side effects, just your own biology doing its job again. Now, all of this sounds great, but let me be clear, circulation alone isn't the full picture. Because even if your vessels are wide open, there's one thing that can shut the whole system down before it even starts. And that's stress. Stress is the silent killer of male vitality. I've had men walk into my clinic who looked healthy on the outside. They were eating right, getting their steps in, taking their supplements. But something still wasn't clicking. Their energy was flat. Their drive was gone. And when we dug deeper, one thing kept showing up: chronic, low-level stress. Worry about the future. Pressure from work, family, or finances. A quiet tension that never lets up. And here's the biological truth. When stress goes up, testosterone goes down. That's not just a theory. It's chemistry. The body can't produce high levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and testosterone at the same time. One rises, the other falls. So even if everything else is working, if stress is flooding your system, your male hormones don't stand a chance. Here's where cloves surprise us again. They contain a second compound called beta-caryophyllene. It's a natural anti-inflammatory that also interacts with receptors in your brain to calm the stress response. When you chew whole cloves, this compound helps signal safety to your nervous system. Within minutes, many men feel a lightness in their chest, a clearer head, a sense of calm that they haven't felt in years. That matters, because when cortisol drops, testosterone has room to rise again. You might not notice it overnight, but give it a few days. Suddenly, you're not as tired when you wake up. You're more motivated to move, to engage, to connect. And over time, those changes compound. But let's get practical. Let's talk about exactly how to use this clove method, step by step. So here's how I walk my patients through the 60-second clove method. First, get yourself some whole dried cloves. Not the powdered kind, they won't work for this. You want the full clove, ideally organic if you can, but honestly, any decent quality dried clove will do the job. Now, take 2 or 3 whole cloves and pop them into your mouth. You're going to use your back teeth, the molars, to gently crack them open. You'll feel them release a strong, spicy oil almost right away. Don't panic if the taste is intense. That's the eugenol and the beta-caryophyllene starting to go to work. For the first 30 seconds, don't chew too much. Just let those oils coat your tongue, your gums, and the roof of your mouth. Breathe through your nose and stay relaxed. You want the compounds to soak into the mucous membranes, where they're absorbed fast into the bloodstream. After 30 seconds, begin chewing more thoroughly. Break the clove down slowly and keep the pieces moving around your mouth. Keep going for another 30 seconds. So, in total, you're chewing for about 1 minute. After that, you can spit the remains out or swallow them, either option is fine. Now, when should you do this? That's a question I get constantly, and the answer is, it depends on your goal. Let's start with nighttime. For many men, chewing cloves about an hour before bed is a game changer. It does 2 things. First, it helps lower your stress hormones so your body can slide into deeper, more restful sleep. Second, that improved sleep directly impacts your testosterone levels. Most of your testosterone gets made while you're sleeping, especially during the deepest phases of rest. So if your sleep is shallow or broken, your hormones don't recover the way they should. And I'll tell you something else. Many men notice something surprising after just a few nights of this. They start dreaming again. Deep, vivid dreams. That's a sign of REM sleep, the restorative kind. And more often than not, those dreams are followed by something else in the morning, stronger erections. That's your hormones kicking back in. That's your body saying, we're not done yet. But don't overlook the morning either. Chewing cloves first thing on an empty stomach helps jumpstart circulation. It sets a grounded, alert tone for your day. Some men use it before a workout or a walk, others before intimacy. About 30 to 45 minutes before sex is a great window to enhance blood flow and deepen your presence. The most important part? Stay consistent. This isn't about using it once and hoping for a miracle. This is about showing up daily, giving your body the signal that change is not just possible, it's already happening. And here's something most men never think about, your gums. Yep, your dental health could be silently wrecking your performance. I know that sounds strange, but hear me out. I've had patients with perfect blood pressure, decent testosterone levels, even decent sleep, and yet they still struggled. And when we got to talking, they'd mention bleeding gums, receding gum lines, or chronic bad breath. Here's the thing. Your mouth is a direct line to your bloodstream. If there's inflammation in your gums, especially from hidden infections or gum disease, that inflammation doesn't stay local. It enters your circulation and causes damage throughout the body, especially to the lining of your blood vessels. Think about it. You wouldn't pour dirty water into your gas tank and expect your engine to run well. But every time you eat, talk, or brush your teeth with inflamed gums, you're sending a stream of bacterial toxins into your bloodstream. Those toxins cause your vessels to constrict, your nitric oxide to drop, and your circulation to slow down right where you need it most. Studies have shown men with gum disease are up to 70% more likely to struggle with erectile dysfunction. 70%. That's not a coincidence. That's inflammation taking its toll on your performance. Here's where cloves shine again. Clove oil is a powerful antiseptic. When you chew the whole spice, it helps kill harmful bacteria right at the source, before it ever gets into your blood. And over time, it helps reduce inflammation in your mouth, protect your heart, and clear the path for strong, clean blood flow. Now, I want to walk you through what to expect over the first month. Because while this isn't an instant fix, the changes can be dramatic if you stay with it. Let's start with the first 7 days. Most men tell me they feel something shift almost immediately. Not dramatic, but noticeable. They feel more awake in the morning, a little sharper, maybe a little more motivated to move, to stretch, to do something they've been putting off. Some feel a gentle warmth in the lower body. Others report sleeping more deeply. You may not see full results yet, but you'll feel the system coming back online. By the end of the second week, day 14, things often accelerate. Morning erections become more common. Energy is steadier. You might feel more emotionally present with your partner, more grounded in your body. Little things that used to irritate you don't get to you as much. That's the cortisol coming down and the testosterone rising quietly in the background. By day 30, the full picture starts to emerge. That's when many men tell me they feel like a different person. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. They feel stronger, more connected to themselves. Their posture changes. They smile more. They stop hiding. And often, they find that the desire, the drive, and the capacity for intimacy comes back, not just once, but reliably. It's not magic. It's not a gimmick. It's your body doing what it was designed to do. And all it took was a daily habit, 60 seconds long, with a simple spice you already had in your kitchen. But here's the deeper truth. If you want to hold on to these results, you've got to build a foundation. The key to long-term results isn't just using the method, it's building it into a system that supports your body on every level. That starts with consistency, but it doesn't end there. Think of chewing cloves as the ignition. It gets things moving. But once the engine's running, you need to support it with the right kind of fuel. That means managing stress beyond just the physical. For example, I always ask my patients, how do you end your day? Are you staring at a screen? Scrolling through bad news? Carrying thoughts of bills, health scares, regrets from years ago? All of that triggers cortisol, even if you don't feel it directly. And that single hormone can wipe out all the good your body is trying to do overnight. Instead, I recommend creating a bedtime routine that reinforces what the Clove method is already doing, bringing your system into rest, recovery, and hormone production mode. After you chew your cloves in the evening, take a few deep breaths. Stretch for 5 minutes. Dim the lights. Maybe listen to music that calms your mind. You don't have to meditate or chant or do anything strange. Just ease the pressure. Let your body know it's safe. That's when healing kicks in. Next, pay attention to your hydration. This one gets overlooked all the time, especially by men over 60. Dehydration thickens your blood. That makes circulation harder, especially in the smallest vessels, yes, including the ones down there. So drink a tall glass of water first thing in the morning and again with your cloves in the evening. It helps the active compounds circulate more easily, and your entire system benefits. Now let's talk about movement. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need to run marathons. What you need is motion, daily, natural, low-impact movement. A walk after dinner. A few bodyweight exercises in the morning. Something that gets your muscles contracting, your joints opening, your blood pumping. The Clove method works even better when your body is active. And bonus, movement helps metabolize excess cortisol and boost testosterone even further. Another thing to keep in mind, diet. Cloves are powerful, but they're not a magic wand. If you're eating processed food every day, loading up on sugar and skipping protein, you're working against yourself. I tell my patients, keep it simple. Focus on real food. Lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of fiber-rich veggies. Especially leafy greens, they help support nitric oxide production, which complements what cloves are doing for your vessels. And don't be afraid of spices. Turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, these all support circulation and hormone health in their own ways. Now, let's talk about a surprising benefit many men report after a few weeks on this method: mental clarity. I've had patients tell me they feel like a fog is lifting. Their memory sharpens. They start solving problems faster, speaking more confidently, feeling more capable in social settings. That's not in their heads. It's real. Better circulation means more oxygen to the brain. Less cortisol means clearer thinking. More testosterone means sharper focus. The mind-body connection is strong, and when one improves, the other often follows. I also want to touch on relationships. Because let's be honest, this isn't just about function. It's about connection. It's about feeling close again, physically, emotionally, even spiritually. When a man's body starts working again, when his confidence returns, his relationship often transforms. He looks his partner in the eye again. He stops withdrawing. He starts initiating, showing up, being present. That ripple effect spreads through the whole home. And listen, this isn't about performance pressure. I'm not saying you need to be some kind of superhero. I'm saying that when you feel alive in your own skin, when you trust your body again, that energy draws people in. It reignites attraction. And yes, it can absolutely restore intimacy in ways you haven't felt in years. Now, you might be wondering, how long do I have to keep doing this? Is this a forever thing? Here's my answer. How long do you want to feel strong? Because once you experience the benefits, better sleep, better blood flow, better mood, stronger erections, most men don't want to stop. It becomes part of their rhythm, like brushing their teeth or making their coffee. It takes 1 minute a day, and the payoff is enormous. That said, some men do taper down after a few months. They use it as needed before bed, before intimacy, or after a stressful day. That's fine too. Your body will tell you what it needs. Just remember, the longer you stick with it, the deeper the foundation you build. And if you ever fall off track, don't worry. Pick it back up the next day. Progress isn't about perfection. It's about direction. Keep moving forward. Keep giving your body the tools it needs to recover. And listen, this isn't about performance pressure. I'm not saying you need to be some kind of superhero. I'm saying that when you feel alive in your own skin, when you trust your body again, that energy draws people in. It reignites attraction. And yes, it can absolutely restore intimacy in ways you haven't felt in years. Now, you might be wondering, how long do I have to keep doing this? Is this a forever thing? Here's my answer. How long do you want to feel strong? Because once you experience the benefits, better sleep, better blood flow, better mood, stronger erections, most men don't want to stop. It becomes part of their rhythm, like brushing their teeth or making their coffee. It takes 1 minute a day, and the payoff is enormous. That said, some men do taper down after a few months. They use it as needed before bed, before intimacy, or after a stressful day. That's fine too. Your body will tell you what it needs. Just remember, the longer you stick with it, the deeper the foundation you build. And if you ever fall off track, don't worry. Pick it back up the next day. Progress isn't about perfection. It's about direction. Keep moving forward. Keep giving your body the tools it needs to recover. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final piece that ties it all together: a mindset shift. Because even the most powerful natural method won't help if you're stuck believing that your best days are behind you. So here's the truth. Most men don't lose their strength because of age. They lose it because they've been told that decline is inevitable. That once you hit a certain number, things just fall apart, and that's the end of the story. But that's not the truth. That's just the script we've been handed. And I'm here to tell you, you can rewrite it. Your body is not broken. It's waiting. It's waiting for the right signal, the right rhythm, and the right belief. Once you start showing up with consistent habits like the Clove method habits that work with your biology instead of against it, you'll see how fast things can shift. And I've seen it again and again. A man who hasn't felt desire in years starts waking up with morning erections. Not because of a pill, not because of a new relationship, but because his body is working again. His blood is flowing. His hormones are rising. His confidence returns. And that quiet strength, the kind that doesn't need to prove anything, starts showing up in everything he does. It's in the way he walks into a room, the way he talks to his partner, the way he looks at himself in the mirror. Not with ego, but with pride, with gratitude. That's what this is really about. It's not just about erections. It's about restoring the parts of yourself you thought were gone. Look, I know this can feel overwhelming at first. Maybe it's been years since you felt anything down there. Maybe you've tried other things and nothing worked. Maybe part of you has already given up. But if you've listened this far, that means part of you still believes. That means part of you is ready. And that's all it takes. One part of you willing to try. One decision to start. One clove. 1 minute. That's how change begins. And just to recap, here's what I want you to remember. Start with 2 or 3 whole dried cloves each day. Chew them slowly for 60 seconds. Let the oils do their work. Do it in the evening, about an hour before bed, for better sleep and hormone recovery. Or in the morning to kickstart circulation. Stay consistent. Give it 7 days. Then 14. Then 30. Pay attention to how your body responds. You'll feel the shifts. And when you do, build on them. Support them with water, movement, real food, rest, and a calm environment. But most of all, believe in your ability to change. You're not broken. You're not finished. You're just waking up again. And this method, the 60-second clove method, is one of the most powerful ways I've seen to do exactly that. You don't need a prescription. You don't need to wait for someone else to fix it. You've already got what you need, right there in your kitchen. So start tonight. Set the tone. Let your body know you're serious about taking your power back. And when you wake up tomorrow, listen. Feel. Notice the little signs that your body is beginning to respond. It may be subtle at first, but give it time. Because with each passing day, your strength returns. Your confidence builds. And the man you thought was gone starts showing up again, steady, grounded, and fully alive. I'm Dr. Sophia Jain, and if you remember nothing else from this message, remember this. Your body hasn't forgotten how to be strong. It just needs the right signal to remember. Start with 1 clove, 1 minute, and let the rest unfold.